Gentlemen, the witnesses before us, yesterday we took testimony from a witness who told us about guns being booked in at SAPS and finding its way back onto our streets. Today, the three of you are sitting here and you are telling us about drugs being booked in to SAPS, to the forensic lab, and finding its way back onto the streets. Now, that is a big concern, and I don't know what more we need to hear, and we're going to hear as this committee. I want to ask you, what is the process when it comes to the handling of drugs from the crime scene to forensics? Because I'm trying to understand, why is it so easy just to steal drugs?
Thank you, Chair. The drugs from the crime scene, there will be experts that are attending the scene from crime scene management, and sometimes we have our experts who are dealing with clean labs. They will seal the drugs on the premises in exhibit bags and ferry them to forensic Silverton at the reception area. At the reception area, we have members that are dedicated only to receive drugs exhibits. And we'll have members who are dedicated to receive firearms. You'll have members who are dedicated to receive anything to do with, let me say, the soil of gold and all those stuff. We call it scientific analysis. So those members, are responsible to make sure that they receive those exhibits correctly, and the exhibits back are not damaged, and they also check the details of case references on the exhibit itself. Then they hand them over to registration. And registration will hand over the drugs to case management members that are collecting the drugs to go to incoming safe, which we call it TB1 safe, at Tshwane section.
So the drugs are kept in a safe. It's not just kept on a counter where people can walk in and walk out with the drugs.
No, Chairperson, they're kept in a safe.
Why?
In the vault, some kind of a vault.
So whoever stealing the drugs has access to a vault. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct.
What impact does this have on the case when it appears before court?
If the exhibit is missing, it's common cause that the court will throw the case out and the suspect will be back on the street.
So millions are being spent on operations to get drugs off our street. It goes into a vault at SAPS in Tshwane, and the SAPS members carry it out back onto our streets.
That's correct.
This particular matter that you raised here, it was to the value of 500 million. Am I correct?
It's correct, yeah. Okay.
There's camera footage that actually shows the drugs being placed in bins for them to steal, and you saying General Patlane still didn't act on this.
Correct. Okay. More especially, there was a case whereby this person who was convicted for rhino horn was also involved taking out the drugs, and he was captured on a video footage. And around those years, we were using the DVD, CD-ROMs, some kind of a. And then there are members who have seen that footage, but the management destroyed that footage.
So even having footage at SAPS, still not going to stop SAPS members from stealing and corruption.
Yes, it's endemic.
So you said the impact on the matter at court means that obviously now you have a statement that where there's loopholes in the statement based on the forensic bags, because obviously the numbers are no longer the same. And hence these matters get struck off the roll.
That's correct, yeah.
And these drug dealers get placed back on our streets. because of SAPS setting us up and sabotaging our communities.
That's correct.
And people like General Patlana are not acting.
That's correct, Chair.
And this happened over a 2-year period. Tell me, how long do these drugs remain at the forensic lab? What's the longest period? Because in my mind, that there's a risk to this, keeping it there too long. How long does it get kept at forensic lab before it goes for destruction?
There are drugs dating back from 2015. They're still in the safe.
So you're telling me we put all these resources into all of these operations, we fund them, we have all of these funds and we get sources, and you're saying to me the drugs are kept in this lab for more than 10 years. So a drug case can possibly continue for 10 years.
Correct, Chair. Without destruction.
Without destruction.
Correct.
I believe you because I was part of a destruction process, and the drugs did date back sometimes 10 to 15 years. It stays in the lab because of these discrepancies. I think the reason why I pointed this out was to show South Africans what is actually happening and why these cases are actually prolonged and take years to get finalized, and why we cannot win the war against drugs. Who are the people that were stealing the drugs? Do you have names for us? Are they still working there?
Yeah, Chair.
No, sir, please, because I think we need to pay that lab a visit. Who are the people that was doing this? Because they are destroying lives, they are murderers.
We forwarded the names to National Commissioner Masemola.
And he hasn't acted.
No,
When did you send the names to him?
Last 2025 July, yes, we submitted the names to him.
July, this last year.
Yes.
And he hasn't acted.
We're waiting for the report, as we've indicated earlier.
You haven't received feedback from anyone for years on end. What makes you think you're going to get a feedback from him?
No, we haven't.
So you've identified the people. You cannot mention their names here.
Yes, I can't mention their names here, Honorable Chair, because we have a litigation at the moment that we
Can you give me their names after this?
Correct.
Thank you. You mentioned also General Sibia in your statement. You said you went to General Sibia and to report this matter. And what did he say to you?
General Sibia, Chair, indicated to us we must go and apologize to General Patlan.
General Muthan says sorry.
Yeah.
Did you report this? Did you open up a case against General Sibia? Because that's a very serious allegation, turning a blind eye with his camera footage and not acting on these allegations. And these aren't just blind allegations that has been made here. There's a report here even from the public protector.
Correct, Chair. We indicated to General Masemola what transpired in that meeting between us and General Sibia. And we requested the minutes. Usually when there is this consultation meetings in the SAPS, there must be somebody who's recording the minutes. And there was a lady who was recording the minutes when General Sibia was uttering such words. But later on, we demanded the minutes. They say they don't have the minutes. The whole Deputy National Commissioner.
Okay. I want to move on to how this process works. You said your salary was suspended for 2 months while there was a departmental inquiry. Am I correct? Also here, can you explain to us the process when it comes to suspension of salaries? Because at the moment we have as many members that's on suspension. We have a whole minister, we have this very General Sibia suspended for months on end, and they still be getting their pay, full salaries. What is there just someone wakes up and feels that, you know what, I don't like you, you're not part of a faction, so I'm suspending, withholding your salary? Is there a process in SAPS? Because that's very concerning.
Yeah, thanks, Chair. That one, honorable member, it was very much surprising and very painful because it was a disciplinary hearing. And on that disciplinary hearing, I was a member of the union. Then my union said, you cannot charge the member we must invoke Schedule 8. Then they said, no, we are proceeding. Then my rep said, no, we're not going on with the proceeding. We are working out. That is when I got the suspension. Or no, you are suspended without salary. And then once you tell us or you are coming back, then we'll reinstate your salary.
But surely, sir, sorry, surely there needs to be a process. People can't do as they feel.
There was an agenda. There was an agenda against 3 of us. It's that we left another captain. It was 4 of us, Captain Ntwane. They were told, no, there's an instruction that the 4 of us must be dealt with because we are misbehaving. The chairperson was very much arrogant to the union rep, very arrogant. But after General Magadlela was appointed the acting, we have a letter where we withdraw all those disciplinary. Say no, he can when member is whistleblowing, instead of investigating his allegation, then you charge the member. Then you withdraw those cases, said consider those things finalized. We have a letter in our bundle. Then those cases were squashed, and then he said reinstate his salary. But again, after someone told me, no, it's fine, you got your salary, but this thing affects your pension. Because when you suspension without pay, they are also including Saturday and Sunday. They docu there when in terms of tax. But that one, we have a office in our division, Sterlesia. Sorry to say that, honorable member, but we must mention that office. I don't know which system they are using. Captain Malaji now is sitting with a P-triple entry. A grievance where his housing allowance was stopped. No one can tell Malaji who stopped your housing allowance. It's a grievance. We gave it to Major General Ramorena Chai. She's quiet.
So what you were telling us here, that SAPS has a system where payments, anyone can just access it and just press the button and it stops payments. It's
someone in a Sterlesia office. I'm glad you say we must give you name after this thing. We'll tell you, and we're happy to say you'll do an oversight. Please come. And when you come, invite us in time so that we can accompany you and say, this is the member, they must know we gave you the number, their names. We are tired of that situation because they have function, they can even stop your salary without the head office knowing. When you go to head office, they say, no, we don't know. We don't know who stopped your, they are doing something.
So there's a possibility that they can even pay ghost employees.
Now with this 1 year reinstatement of Brigadier Mrabedi, honorable member through you, Chair, we are suspecting because Colonel Matebula, Colonel Redder never disputed their sanction. We suspect they got paid. Because they never referred their matters, only Brigadier Mrabedi and Colonel Twala referred their matter to SBC. But Colonel Matebula, Colonel Redder, they never disputed their sanction. If they never disputed this one, what is their argument? And on which basis are you basing your settlement? Because if you are settling, you must settle for all of them. You can't say, no, you didn't dispute, I'm settling for this. Sanction was for 4 of them, but only 2 were favored. And if you read that settlement, Honorable Chair, the settlement is quite on Colonel Twala. You just say reinstate Brigadier Mrabedi. It's quite on Colonel Twala. But on the top of the settlement, they are mentioning 2 P-SSS number. They say it's a SSSB award. There's none there at SSSBC. There's none. And all our cases are assigned 1 arbitrator, Commissioner Naidu.
Thank you, sir. I don't have much time. I want to ask you also, because I'm also trying to understand, you have knocked on the doors of almost the entire SAPS, big wigs, the entire top brass, and there's not been an open door policy. No one has resolved. You've literally gone through to each and every office. I know half of these members that you have knocked on their doors. I want to ask you, you've never taken why did you get a closed door? You've never taken chocho, you've never been embroiled in anything, you don't have any cases, you squeaky clean, there's nothing against you. Because why wouldn't people assist you? Right up until the provincial commissioner, everyone. It makes no sense.
Thanks, Chair. Honorable member, I will really like to take you on the testimony of Mr. McBride. He was cut short when he said, it seems like General Patlani is untouchable. Yeah, in this, he said that. He said, it seems like General Patlani is untouchable, and I don't know why. Then chairperson say, time is over, then he stopped there. But that thing, it must be taken seriously why Mr. McBride said that. Because I mentioned when we were making the presentation, or every time when you complain, you mention, this thing, it involves General Patlan. That person, when you phone, is no longer answering your phone.
So do you think that you could have basically, when you made all of these allegations and you reported all of these things, you could have been disrupting a serious drug cartel?
To say a drug cartel, it's another one, Honorable Chair, but this thing is a syndicate.
A syndicate?
Yes, because really we are dealing with a very systematic challenge that we really need to probe to say, where is the problem? Because in another matter of Colonel Ramulove, employer rep from legal said, no, I can't. He promised to settle Ramulove's dispute, but he came back and tell Ramulove as legal rep, Popkuru legal rep, to say, I can't continue with that settlement. I'm told you are blacklisted, you guys.
My time is up. Thank you so much. It doesn't surprise me that General Sipia's name comes up in everyone's testimonies, but I'll definitely pay that forensic lab a visit.
Please.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.